Hey there, future fellow weird ass black sheep. We got a special guest. This is Ray. He is my manservant. Actually, not anymore. But at one time, this man used to clean up my entire messes, and my children's messes, and my husband's messes. We had a good time for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And now he's here visiting after how long?
Almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years he's here visiting to say hello. Yeah.
Interesting, too,
hmm
to say the least.
And he won't buy me lottery tickets. So everybody say hello to the man that will not buy me lottery tickets. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. So I want to tell you, weary traveler from bizarre world. Where am I at in life? You have passed the twilight zone. Hit the fork in the road.
I love it. You guys are so great.
Took the ride. And rolled right into the most expensive church this side of the universe. The party band. Yeah, we're clapping. Clap, 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 clap. Yeah. So, where we left off yesterday was this guy made a stupid promise to God for no apparent reason. Okay. He made a stupid deal with God. I'll sacrifice whatever. Huh? Yeah, we're on Judges. And all my shit's in my way for no apparent reason. Just shit in the way. Okay. So that's where we are. Judges, he said he would sacrifice whatever came out of his door. Well, what happened to come out of his door was his daughter. And for some reason, she didn't protest. As a matter of fact, she didn't do anything. She just said, okay, whatever you say, Dad. Yeah, I'll just let me go party in the mountains for like 2 months. I promise I won't lose my virginity before I get burned alive. Press the like button. Oh, that's you watching. You're the only person watching, right? It's so nice. Yep, only one person watching. Great. Anyway, so he sacrifices his daughter. Now, for some reason, there's a bunch of people that celebrate that. Mourning for this girl's virginity. And then we meet Samson, and Samson is born. And we go through most all of Samson's whole life. Well, half of it. We're in between the chapters of Samson's life. And already one of his wives, was first wife, she turns her back on him and is like, her loose lips sank her shit. And then her father gave her to Samson's best man, which is why you should never trust your bestie. Even Samson's bestie did some dirty shit and took his old lady. So that's why you can't trust your bestie. Your bestie will fuck your chick or your man. Whatever, watch out for your besties. Besties are not besties. They're like your biggest enemy. Anyway. So then Samson goes to, are you breathing? So Samson goes to his father-in-law, to his wifey's house, and he's like, I want to get me some. And her father's like, yeah, but you're bestie. And Samson's like, yeah, no, fuck that. So he made a big fire, and he made this big fire. Well, it was foxes. And then he tied their tails around fire sticks. And he made this big fire. And the Philistines were like, the fuck, yo. And then they were told about Samson's father-in-law. So they burned him and the wifey and the hubby alive. And then Samson got mad about that for some reason. So then he fucked everybody up. And then he went back to Judah. And the Philistines encamped against Judah. And Judah's like, the fuck, yo. And they're like, we want Samson. And so they go and try to arrest Samson. And Samson's like, y'all better not try to kill me. And they're like, we're not going to try to kill you, but they want to. So they arrest Samson and give him over to the Philistines. And then for some reason, Samson attacks them all. And he kills everybody. And that's where we left off and where we will be picking up. So come this way. I have the 6 C's for whatever time it is. I have cigarettes, cannabis, coffee, a chair with Ray's name on it, cat beds, and canine space. So come on in. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be so much fun. So come on in. Let me know what you're drinking on. What are you drinking on, Ray? Nothing. Do you want some coffee? Too bad.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. But if you need coffee, also too bad. I'm just kidding. Come and get you some coffee. We are on Judges 16. We are in the middle of the story of Samson. So let's see what it says. Okay. Now, Samson went to Gaza and saw a harlot there and went into her. And when the Gazites were told Samson came here, they surrounded the place and lay in wait for him all night at the gate of the city. They were quiet all night, saying, in the morning, when it is daylight, we will unsubscribe Samson from God's YouTube. And Samson lay low till midnight. Then he arose at midnight. He ripped up the whole city gate and carried the whole city gate. And he put them on his shoulders and carried them to the top of the hill that faces Hebron. Afterward, it happened that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. And the lords of the Philistines came up to her and said, entice him and find out where his great strength lies, that we may overpower and bind him. Every one of us will give you 1,100 pieces of silver. So, Delilah, being this lovely lady, goes to Samson and says, oh, if only I knew where your great power came from. If only I knew. And then he said, if you bind me with 7 fresh bowstrings, not yet dry, then I shall become weak like every other man. So, these dudes, these 7 lords of the Philistines, come and bind Samson with these 7 fresh bowstrings. And Delilah, she, in the middle of the night, is like, oh my God, like, things are happening. And Samson broke this stuff. And then Delilah, oh my God, why do you lie to me about everything? Oh my God. Then, okay. And then she said, but you mock me. And you make me feel like an asshole. You know? And then he said, well, if they bind me securely with new ropes that have never been used, then I shall become weak like every other man. So, the lords of the Philistines come. There's a slight static in the audio. I don't know what to do about that. Turn this up real quick. Can you turn this up, Ray? How do you work? Can you turn it up?
Okay.
There's a slight static in the audio. I don't hear it, Ricky. Turn this up. Turn this up, Ray. Okay. How do you work? Can you turn it up? Okay, I hear it now. I don't know. I don't hear it, Ricky. Okay, this might be better. Go ahead and turn it down. Okay. You can turn it back down. Can you turn it up? Okay. I don't know how to fix. Okay. I think I fixed it. I don't know. Okay. Okay. If the static is still there, I don't know how to fix it. I would have to fix it later. Sorry. My shit's all fucked up, man. But okay. So Delilah took new ropes and bound him with them and said, oh my God, they're here again. Oh, they're here. Right? Okay. So they came upon him and the ropes broke. Oh, the individual in the back is Ray. I introduced him in the beginning. But this has been my friend, mine and Dustin's friend, for about 20 years. And he used to be the butler. Can I call you the butler?
The what?
Butler.
The butler? Well, yeah.
He was the butler for like the longest
I
time.
can not butler, just say caretaker.
Caretaker.
Yeah.
Yes.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, he was a caretaker for a long time. Michael, the time I came to your house with my kids, he was the gentleman that was with me. The last time I tried to come to your mom with that shit with Andy saying that stuff to Dustin, that was like this is that gentleman, the butler, the caretaker. Okay, so and said okay, and then she said, "You keep making me look like an asshole." Like I'm literally trying to kill you. Have you not seen me literally try to kill you? I was trying to read it. Anyway, she said, you've made me look like an asshole till now. Like I'm literally trying to kill you, and for some reason, you don't notice that I'm literally trying to kill you, but like I'm literally trying to kill you, and you're making it very hard for me. So please stop doing that and tell me. And he said, if you leave, the 7 locks of my head into the web of the loom. So she wove it tightly with the batten of the loom and said, okay, now they're here for real. So he got up and his hair wasn't even pulled. And she was so mad, like, this is the last time. You are making me look so bad in front of my own people. Like, why? And then he's like, fine. Fine, if you really want to know, just shave my head. If you shave my head, then, you know, you won't. I really will be weak. So when she saw that, she waited for him to go to sleep, and then she shaved his head. And then, while he was asleep, so she shaved his head. Then she began to torment, and his strength left him. And she said, the Philistines are upon you. So he's like, okay, I'll just go. But he did not know that God was not with him. And the Philistines took him. The Philistines took him and poked out his eyes and bound him and took him away. Okay? And he became the grinder in the prison. However, the hair of his head began to grow after it had been shaven. Now the lords of the Philistines gathered together to offer a great sacrifice to Dagon, their god, and to rejoice. And they said, our God has delivered into our hands Samson, our enemy. And when the people saw him, they praised their God, for they said, God has delivered our enemy to our hand and stuff. Like, yay, Dagon and whatnot. So it happened when their hearts were merry that they said, call for Samson that he may perform. So they called for him from prison and he performed. And they stationed him between the pillars. Then Samson said to the lad who held him by the hand, let me fill the pillars which support the temple, so I can lean on them. Now the temple was full of men and women, and all the lords of the Philistines. About 3,000 men and women on the roof, watching while Samson performed. You're going, okay. There were about 3,000 watching Samson. Then Samson called to the Lord, saying, oh, Lord God, remember me, I pray. Strengthen me, I pray. Just this once, oh God, that I may with one blow take vengeance on the Philistines for my eyes. And Samson took hold of the two middle pillars which supported the temple, and he braced himself against them, one on his right and the other on his left. Then Samson said, let me die with the Philistines. And he pushed with all his might, and the temple fell on the lords and all the people who were in it. So the dead that he killed at his death were more than he killed in his life. And his brothers and all his father's house came down and took him and brought him up and buried him between Zorah and Eshtal and the tomb of his father Moana. He had judged 20 years. Wow. Welcome, everybody. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. We have just finished the story of Samson. We are going on to chapter 17. So I want to welcome everybody, and I want to tell you, join the chat and let me know what you're drinking and what you're smoking or what you're not smoking and what you're not drinking. It don't matter. Go ahead and tell me what's on your mind. We are in between chapters. Can I have a cigarette, Ray? Can I have a cigarette? I'm smoking on the cigarette that Ray has. Yeah. Okay, so I guess nobody? Okay. Well, don't forget to hit the like button then, although I would prefer, well, actually, I prefer you press the like button. But also, go ahead and interact and chat in the chat. Tell me what's on your mind. Or if you have a question or a life problem or pretty much say anything. You can literally type anything. Just interact some. We're a good time. Okay. Now. Oh, here we go. Who is that? Hi, Henry. Do you want to come say hi on my live stream?
Hi.
Everybody say hi to Henry and hi to Ray.
All together. Everybody all together.
Yeah, now we're only missing Dustin. But Dustin's already in bed.
One, three, four. Can I keep my fingers in? Three, well, go there, blue, I love you. Sail the ship. Jump, jump, a tree. Jump, jump, skip the rope. Jump, jump. Look at me. All together, all together now. All together now. All together now. All together now. Everybody sing.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Ricky.
I'm done. For now.
Yeah, we'll sing. Don't worry, God already gets in the mix eventually. Now, there was a man from the mountains of Ephraim whose name was Micah. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is a great story. This is a good story. Yeah. And he said to his mother, the 1,100 shekels of silver that were taken from you, and which you put a curse, even saying it in my ear. Here, the silver is with me, and I took it. And his mother said, may you be blessed by the Lord, my son. So when he had returned the 1,100 shekels to his mother said, I had wholly dedicated this silver from my hand to the Lord for my son, to make a carved image and molded image. Now, therefore, I will return it to you. Thus, he returned the silver to his mother, and then his mother took 200 shekels and gave them to the silversmith, and he made it into a carved image. And they were in the house of Micah. And he had a shrine and made an ephod and household idols. And he consecrated one of his sons who became his priest. In those days, there was no king. Everyone did what was right in his own eyes. Now, there was a young man from Bethlehem in Judah, and he was a Levite and was staying there. The man departed from the city of Bethlehem to stay wherever he could find a place. Then he came to the mountains of Ephraim, to the house of Micah. And Micah said, "Where do you come from?" And he said, "I'm a Levite from Bethlehem in Judah, and I am on my way to find a place to stay." And Micah said, "Dwell with me and be a father and a priest to me, and I will give you 10 shekels of silver per year, a suit of clothes, and your sustenance." So the Levite went in, and the Levite was content. And the Levite was content to dwell with the man. And the young man became like one of his sons to him. So Micah consecrated the Levite, and the young man became his priest, and lived in the house of Micah. And then Micah was like, "Yep, I know God is good to me because he gave me a Levite." Hi, Neil. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We have just finished the story of Samson. We have moved on to a Levite named Micah. More filler, actually. More filler stories. This is about a Levite called Micah. No. Micah, who is a priest of a different religion. And then a Levite from Bethlehem going to this guy Micah's house to be his priest for 10 shekels a year. And now we're moving on to another chapter, chapter 15. So I want to tell everybody thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. We do this every night at about 9:45, 10 o'clock. We read a couple chapters. So what's everybody drinking and smoking on? Go ahead, feel free to tell me what's on your mind. What are you thinking? How is your life going? Go ahead, chat in the chat. Okay. So we are going on to chat. Are you having fun, Ray?
Huh?
Are you having fun?
Oh, yeah. Woof.
Good boy.
Meow. Bah. Woof. Meow. Woof. Whatever.
I'm so glad you're here.
I always give her a hard time. But she's listening to.
Yeah. Well, he's giving me a hard time about buying me lottery tickets. He said enough money he could buy me a lottery ticket.
Or you don't give me a hard time, too.
Yeah, because you didn't buy me. I just need $10.
Yeah.
You could give it as a tithe to the Church of Nikki. Yeah, here's a bucket.
No thanks.
No, you put a tithe in here, and then I spend it on lottery tickets.
No, I'm not going for you. I bought the ice cream.
That was only $1. Boo.
Oh,
No, I know next week you're buying me dog food, so it's okay. I'll let you slide on the lottery ticket if you buy me raccoon food.
call one of your screw yourself.
So you're not gonna buy me dog food? Look, something's gotta happen. I need help buying dog food.
You see that little lip? I'm gonna stretch over and put it on your head.
Oh, it's such a good time. Oh, it's raining, Ray. It's raining.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ha
Listen to the little box fog. Tell me a wonderful I feel.
Yeah,
I
it's
wish
raining
it would
here.
go and I can cry again. And let me be alone again.
You're gonna be alone again if you don't buy me a lottery ticket.
No, I won't. So next time I come home, you be asking for more. Yes, you will. Don't lie about it. Come on.
Look, the last 2 times I've seen you, I've only asked you for ice cream. It was
And
only
I want
ice
your ice
cream.
cream this time, too.
Yeah, but that was $1.
Oh, for well, at least you got some ice cream.
That is true.
Okay.
That is true.
But
But you promised lottery tickets.
we are having too much fun for our table.
And we haven't even smoked any weed.
You have, I haven't.
Do you want to smoke some weed?
No. I gave that up.
That is true.
Sorry.
It's okay. Do you want to smoke some weed?
No.
Is that Dustin still awake? Dustin is making sure you don't buy me any lottery tickets.
You just a water ticket.
No, Dustin's still awake.
Huh?
Dustin's still awake, so you don't buy me a lottery ticket.
I ain't buying nothing. I don't buy the ice cream. I don't care if it's $1 or not. You want ice cream? You didn't say what kind. You didn't say how much or what kind.
That is true.
Okay.
That is true.
I can't read your mind.
Yeah, but my mind said lottery ticket. But I got the ice cream right here.
I am not wasting my money on lottery tickets. I have bought a lottery ticket in about 20, 30 some years.
Well, that's why you
Because you're
could
wasting
start.
money and you hardly even win anything.
Well, maybe I could win $1. Maybe, okay, a little more than $1.
You'll survive. You survive this long or whatnot.
That is true.
By the grace
And I
of God,
gotta-
you did survive.
And I got a problem. I got a gambling problem. I do. I got a problem. I got a problem with you.
And my problem is your problem. So if I'm your problem, you're mine.
It works. High five. Here you go.
See, this is a nice problem to have. Sometimes.
Okay. We're going on to chapter 18. We're on chapter 18. Okay. Yeah, my cousin said you sound like you could be related to him.
Huh?
Read the chat.
Sorta. In a good way.
Yeah.
Sorta.
Yeah.
Not formally.
Okay. We're going on to chapter 18. Okay. In those days, there was no king. And in those days, the tribe of the Danites was seeking an inheritance for itself. to dwell in. For until that day, there was no inheritance among the tribes. There was no inheritance among the tribes and seeking an inheritance for itself. For until that day, their inheritance among the tribes had not fallen to them yet. So the tribe of Dan sent 5 of their family from their territory, men of allure from Zorah and Eshtal, to spy out the land and search it. And they said, "Go search the land." So they went into the mountains of Ephraim to the house of Micah and lodged there. While they were at the house, they recognized the voice of the Levite. They turned aside and said, "Who brought you here? And what are you doing here? And what do you have?" And he said, "This and that, and Micah did for me. And then he hired me, and I have become his priest." So they said to him, "Please inquire of God that we may know whether the journey on which we will go will be prosperous." And the priest said, "Go ahead. God is with you." So the 5 men departed and went to Laish, and they saw people who were there and how they dwelt safely in the manner of the Sidonians, quiet and secure. There were no rulers who might put them to shame for anything. They were far from the Sidonians, and they had no ties with anyone because they were the white people living in safety by themselves and not fucking with nobody because they're white and know how to do it. Then the spies came back to their brothers at Zorah and said, "Hey, there's a bunch of white people we could go take out because they don't need anyone to rule over them, and they don't need anyone to fucking clean up after them or tell them what to do. So we need to go there and destroy them because they make us look like assholes. Because white people do that." Anyway, and 600 of the Danites, wait, and they said, "Everything is good. Don't hesitate to go and possess the land. When you go, you will come to a secure people and a large land, for God has given it to your hand, a place where there is no lack of anything that is on earth." Because white people live there. And 600 men of the Danites went from there, from Zorah and Eshtal, armed with weapons of war. And they went up and encamped in Kiriath Jearim in Judah. They call that place Menai-Dan to this day. There it is west of Kiriath Jearim. And they passed from there to the mountains of Ephraim and came to the house of Micah. Then the 5 men who had gone to spy the country answered and said to their brother, "Did you know that here in this place there is an ephod, household idols, carved images, molded images? Now, therefore, consider what you should do." So they turned aside and came to the house of the Levite, to the house of Micah, and greeted him. And the 600 men, armed with their weapons of war, stood by the entrance of the gate. Then the 5 men who had gone to spy went up, entering there. They took the carved image, the ephod, the household idols, and the molded image. The priest stood at the entrance of the gate with 600 men who were armed. Then these went into Micah's house and took all the shit. And the priest said to them, "What are you doing?" And they said, "Be quiet. Put your hand over your mouth and come with us. Be a father and priest to us. It is better for you to be a priest to us than one of these motherfuckers." So the priest's heart was glad, and he took the ephod and the idols and took his place among the people. And they turned and departed, and put the little ones, the livestock, and the goods in front of them. And they were a good way from the house of Micah. And they gathered together and overtook the children of Dan, and they called out. So they turned around and said to Micah, "What ails you that you have gathered such a company?" And he said, "You took all my shit." And then you're going to say, "What's wrong with me? What are you doing?" And then the children said, "Don't let your voice be heard among us, lest angry men fall upon you and you lose your life with everybody else's." Then they went their way, and when Micah saw they were too strong for him, he turned and went back to his house. So they took all Micah's shit and of the priest and went to Laish, a people quiet and secure, and they struck him with the edge of the sword and burned the city with fire. There was no deliverer because it was far from Sidon, and they had no ties with anyone because they were white and they were minding their own business. It was in the valley that belongs to Beth Rehob. So they built the city and dwelt there, and they called the name of that city Dan, after their father. There is no such thing as Israel yet. Their father Dan was not born. Oh, he was born to Jacob. Never mind. However, the name of the city was formerly Laish. Then they set up for themselves the carved image, and Jonathan, the son of Gershom, and his sons were priests until the day of the captivity of the land. So they set up for themselves carved images which he made all the time in the house of God in Shiloh. So, let's see. Okay. So, there's that filler story. There's so much filler. So, we're about to go into chapter 19. What are you guys thinking about? What are you guys thinking about? What are you thinking about?
Hmm?
What are you thinking about?
Nothing at all.
Really?
I need my oil. Ah.
Oh, there's 3 people watching. Hi, 3 people watching. Please press like and subscribe and chat in the chat. Like, what are you guys thinking about? What do you guys think about these people just running up on some peaceful people minding their own business? What do you guys think about that?
find it.
There it is. Bam. It's like a gun, ain't it?
Now,
Yeah.
come on, give me something to work with here. No, you. See?
Man. Ray, I miss your fucking face. It's almost 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost 11 o'clock.
I'm glad you can kill time.
Barely.
Well,
Barely. I can barely
well,
tell.
at least you can kill time.
I can try to.
Well, time.
It's
You're
stoner.
over here.
It's stoner proof.
You're over here.
Oh, you know what? It is just like that. Get over here. It is just like that.
Sub-Zero.
Man. Thinking I need to bring more beer outside. Yes, you do. Because the next chapter is pretty long, so it's going to take at least a whole cup
Really?
of beer.
I'm not gonna get drunk tonight. Right here.
Yep,
I'd like to drink more beer.
yep. You need more beer.
I don't need more water. I don't need nothing.
You need more lottery tickets.
I don't need to buy lottery tickets.
You need to buy more Taco Bell. You need some more pintos and cheese.
Pardon the interruption. Now you know why I stay single.
It's not because of me. It's because you won't buy lottery tickets.
See what I mean?
Look, he promised me a lottery
I
ticket,
love women.
and
but-
then he bought me ice cream. He said, I'm going to buy you a lottery ticket. And then he buys me $1 ice cream.
See what I mean?
Yeah,
You see this?
yeah. Do you
You
see
see
the
it?
mental abuse?
Oh, yeah.
The emotional abuse?
The man gets all most of the blame. Okay?
That's because it's your fault. You said, I'm going to buy you a lottery ticket. And he's like, psych, I'm buying you an ice cream. Suck it. Actually, he said, what'd you say? I'm gonna turn the lottery ticket sideways, shine it up
No.
real nice. Say it.
It's like this. Take that lottery ticket, shine it real nice. Turn that sideways, stick it stay up here.
Yep, that's exactly what he said.
Excuse
And
the language, but
And I said, know your rule and shut your mouth and buy me a lottery ticket. That's exactly what I said. And then Dustin is still awake to make sure Ray doesn't add to my gambling addiction. Which is like a real thing. I have like an addiction to scratch off. They give me points on my phone though. So it's not like I'm wasting the lottery ticket. I get points on my phone. Yep. It does. It gives me points on my phone. It's cool.
you're on chapter 19.
I am on chapter 19. I know where I'm at in life, kinda.
Sure about that?
No, I'm 5
Alright,
lottery
there you go.
tickets short of my
Anyway.
life. Look, don't use my own shit against me.
I'm gonna play this back later on, you know.
Look, do you see this one? It needs more weed because of you. You make people want to smoke weed.
I do? How?
I don't know. Ask Neil. Neil, why does Ray want to make you smoke weed?
I'm sorry about you.
You make me want to smoke weed because you emotionally abuse me.
No. No, see,
You
this is
tricked
what
me.
I'm telling you. No accountability on her part. Okay?
I have all the accountability. My account is 0. My lottery tickets are 0.
It's always the guy's fault, you know?
My accountability is 0 because I have 0 in my account. That's what that means, right? I still don't even know what I did wrong.
I got a whole chapter at the house.
Well, yeah, but that's there, and we're here right now. And my account is still 0. I'm just kidding, baby. Did you say I was making you? Oh, yeah, Blue's an asshole. Ain't she?
Huh?
I said, you're an asshole.
We'll take one no one, don't we?
That is so true.
Welcome, asshole.
I am an asshole. Oh my god, I'm not high enough for life right now. I'm not high enough for you.
You know what?
High enough for you. I need to get more high. I need to
You're
smoke
just
more
as bad
weed.
when you're sober.
I am just as bad when I'm sober. I'm worse when I'm sober.
I second that motion.
Yeah, I'm way worse when I'm sober.
I have second that motion. I lived
Yeah,
with this woman for 3 years.
you did live with me for 3 years.
Huh?
But I'm cool. I was really bad on cocaine, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really bad
I
on
saw the
cocaine.
whole thing.
Yeah, really bad on cocaine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm better now.
Huh?
I'm better now.
Well, I know that.
Yeah, I'm good. Very, very good.
You're so good.
I'm so good.
Yeah, somebody do.
You smoke. You make my turkeys hurt.
I don't know if you can't be yours.
Oh, you do a good job. Man, we have so much fun. You guys should be having. No, he doesn't smoke
have
weed
me.
with me. Ray will not smoke weed. He said you'd be fun to smoke with. You look like someone to smoke with. No, Ray won't smoke.
Someone to smoke with.
You.
I'll smoke weed. I smoke cigarettes only.
Yeah.
At one time I did.
We sit around and smoke cigarettes. We used to smoke cigarettes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just sit around and smoke cigarettes.
And play cards.
And play cards. Yep. I remember that rummy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we played rummy. Man, We had such good times, Ray.
Yeah.
We go drive the back roads to Indiana. All through the cornfield. Remember that?
Cornfield.
The back way to Indiana. You go through it. We went through all the cornfields.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I suggest we co-host next time.
Yeah. And then you can read.
Yeah.
Do you want to read chapter 19? Hi, baby. You want to give me a hug before you go to bed?
We call for the station identification.
Okay. I'll let him in.
Now word for our sponsors. Good night, John Boy.
Oh, captain's in the house. I know what's going on.
Now back to our regular scheduled program.
Chapter 19. Turns out Dustin loves me. Yay. Now you can buy me a lottery ticket.
That's your fault.
How? How is it my fault? It's Dustin's fault.
You're the one got up and you said that down.
Yeah. We can't go to the store in my middle of my live stream. Wouldn't that be fucking weird? Like, pause. We gotta take 20 minutes to go buy a lottery ticket. No.
It's your fault.
I still don't know how it's my fault. I don't even know. Okay. So now we're on chapter 19. I got some 30%ers rolled up. I thought you quit smoking weed. Okay. Chapter 19. Now, there was still no king in those days. There was no king. Oh, in those days, there was no king. That there was a certain Levite staying in the remote mountains of Ephraim. This story. Hold on. Ray, I gotta block your ugly ass face for a second. Okay. This is good story. It make your bones hurt. Yeah, because you'll be like, what the fuck? Just wait. And I need everybody's opinion on this one. So get ready to have an opinion because you're... Read it. Yeah.
You would just go host on there.
Yeah. You can co-host.
We're interesting.
Yeah. So that means you can pay me in lottery tickets.
Oh no. No.
Okay. No, you can. Buy me some lottery. Buy me tickets, please. Promote my gambling. But lottery tickets can. Lottery tickets will buy you friendship and streaming abilities. I just made that song up. Okay.
And in the end, the love you take is equal to the
Lottery. Okay. Okay. Listen. You gotta listen.
Listen.
And all of you have to have an opinion.
Do you want to know a secret?
I'm going to tell y'all a secret. Just wait. The secret is positive thinking. Okay. Ready? Now, there was no king, but there was a Levite who took for himself a concubine from Bethlehem in Judah. But his concubine played the harlot against him and went away from him to his father's house. No, two. So she was a hosebag, and she left her husband to go to her father's house. Okay? And she was there a whole 4 months. Then her husband arose and went after her to speak kindly to her and bring her back, having his servant and a couple of donkeys with him. So she brought him into her father's house. Okay, so this dude's at this girl's father's house, his wife's father's house. And the father was so happy to have somebody there. Obviously, because he's lonely. You know how old people are when they're lonely. So he did this for a couple days. And the man tried to leave. And the father wouldn't let him leave. He's getting him drunk and shit. And then finally, the guy is able to leave with wifey. Okay? Okay. However, okay. So then, so he, okay. So he departed and came opposite of Jebus, which is Jerusalem. With him were the 2 saddled donkeys. His concubine was also with them. And they were near Jerusalem. And the day was far spent. And the servant said, "Come, please, and let us go into this city of the Jebusites and lodge in it." But the guy was like, no. We're going to where my brothers are. We're going to go live with these terrible ass people. Okay? And we will spend the night. And they passed and went their way, and the sun went down at near Gibeah, which belongs to Benjamin, which is like the 0% of these terrible ass people. So they turned aside there to go in to lodge in Gibeah. And when they went into town, in the open square of the city, for no one would take them to spend the night. Just then an old man came in from his work in the field at evening, who was also from the mountains of Ephraim. And he was staying in Gibeon, whereas the men of the place were the Benjamites. And when he raised his eyes, he saw the traveler. And the old man said, "Where are you going? And where are you from?" And he said, We're coming from Bethlehem in Judah toward the remote mountains of Ephraim. I am from there. I went to Bethlehem to go get my wife. But now I am going to the house of the Lord. But there is no one who will take me. Although we have enough for all of our people and our stuff. And the old man said, "Okay, well, come to my house then. Let all your needs be my responsibility. Only do not spend the night in the open square." So he brought him into his house and gave fodder to the donkeys, and they washed their feet and drank. As they were enjoying themselves, suddenly, certain perverted ass men from the Benjamites surrounded the house and beat on the door. And they spoke to the master of the house, and they were like, "Hey, bring out these people. Bring them out. They're strangers and we don't know them." They want to do the same thing to these people that they did in Sodom and Gomorrah. Same kind of thing. Only this time it's the Jews and not Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay. And the old man is like, "No, don't do this." But then the Benjamites didn't give a shit and they were like, "No, no, no, no." Okay. So then, there is my virgin daughter and the man's concubine. Let me bring them out now. Humble them and do as you please. But to this man do nothing. But the men would not listen to him. So the man took his concubine and brought her out.
One, two, one. My phone?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can
I'm gonna
charge it. Hold on.
Turn it off.
Okay. So they took her and knew her
There's
all
a
night
line.
until the morning. And when the day began to break, they let her go. Then the woman came as the day was dawning and fell down at the door of the man's house where her master was till it was light. And when her master arose in the morning and opened the doors of the house and went to go his way, there was his concubine fallen at the door of the house with her hand. And he said to her, "Come on, we gotta go." But there was no answer. So the man lifted her onto the donkey and he went to his place. And when he entered his house, he took a knife and dismembered his concubine into 12 pieces and sent her throughout all the territory. So it was that all who saw it said, "What the hell is this? Who did this? What? No, what is happening? Oh my God. What is happening?" See you, Ricky. See you, Ricky. Okay. So that was the end of chapter 19. So, what did you guys think about that? What the tribe of Benjamin did to this poor lady? It's insane, right? Like, the tribe of Benjamin literally unsubscribed this lady from God's YouTube for no reason. Well, there might have been a reason, but it wasn't a very good reason. Hold on, talk for a second. Talk
To who?
to my computer. What do you guys do? Huh? What is everybody
Hi there.
doing? You guys stop fighting. Sorry, there's a cat fight outside. All my cats are deciding to fight each other. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is strange, right? Like, why would they be like that? There's so many women in the tribe of Benjamin. Like, why would they do that? It's crazy. Yeah, it's totally insane. So, um, I think we are going to have to end right there, though. We've been on this for an hour, and I don't want to read what's next because it'll be super long. So, I want to tell everybody good night and thank you. And thank you for saying hi to my friend Ray and my friend Henry. We totally appreciate you and thank you for watching. I love you guys so much. Give your pillow some head, your sheet some ass, and have the sweetest dreams ever. Love you so much. Anyway, I hit the wrong button. So, sweet dreams. I love you. Bye.